What's up, diggity dogs?
Hey boys. Enough of that voice. That's a take on Hey Boy Take Dis, but there you go. But you're watching Fugitive Red Eye. Welcome to another movie review. This time I'm doing it with the webcam. I thought I'd spice it up a little, make this one a little different and unique. So today we'll be reviewing the movie Megalodon. Now, this is a 2005 movie. There's a couple of movies that go by this name, but this is the 2005 version. Now, Megalodon is a movie about this oil rig that is digging in the deep sea, and they dig into this, trench down there, and they unleash this Megalodon. It's your standard killer shark movie fare in some regards, but in a lot of regards, the shark isn't even really that prominent. It's prominent in the second half of the movie, don't get me wrong. And there are deaths in the movie, although I do think it has a relatively low body count. I think only like 3, maybe 2, between 2 and 4 people die. I don't remember exactly. It's a movie that I was super nostalgic about, because many moons ago, back when me and a friend of mine were kids, I was at his house, and we went to Hollywood Video, which is similar to Blockbuster, and we rented it. And I loved it back then, and for years, it was just kind of an enigma in my head, just that memory. And to bring up the memory a little bit more, another thing that gets me super nostalgic about this was his mom's chicken that she would cook. She cooked this really good chicken with some sort of red sauce. It was like baked in the oven, and it had like a red sauce on it and like some spices. I don't even know what all is in it, but it's very similar to that chicken you can get at Indian buffets, but it's not Indian. It's Mexican chicken. But I'm not exactly sure what her recipe was, but it was really fucking good. On top of that, at the same time, on the same night, I also played a game called I Ninja on his PS2, which had the fold-out PS2 screen. So all of these go back together to make a nostalgic memory for me, specifically focused around this movie for that movie night. Now, we watched it, and I loved it, and for years I hadn't seen it again. Until I bought it late last year, I think. I don't know, maybe it was early last year. And then I just got around to watching it early this year. Because I bought it, and I did a collection update, so if you guys remember which collection update that's in, then there you go. But after the collection update, I didn't really do anything with it. I just had it sitting here forever. Until another friend of mine, the one who I've been watching the Sharknado films with and a few others, really wanted to see it. So I let him borrow it, and then he watched it, and then we watched it together later on. And I gotta say, it holds up surprisingly well. The characters are all really interesting in it. I enjoyed all the characters. The shark itself isn't the part that makes it great, it's the build-up to the shark. Now, the movie does focus a lot more on CGI than I realized when I saw it when I was a kid, but it's not the worst CGI in the world. It's definitely not the best CGI in the world, but it's not intrusive, because the CGI is usually not in the same scene as live-action footage. They're usually distinct. And because of that, it doesn't have that weird mishmash where you put the two together. It's not a particularly graphic movie. It does have some decent deaths, but overall, it's a fun shark movie, and the build-up to it holds up surprisingly well. This whole movie holds up way better than I thought it would, and I still enjoyed it quite a bit upon rewatching it. I think that the movie The Meg kind of ripped the plot of this movie off in a lot of ways, although this movie does it significantly better. I think The Meg was kind of dumb. I didn't care for that movie. I was disappointed. I really hoped it would be good, because I'm a fan of bad shark movies, and The Meg just didn't do it for me. But Megalodon 2005 is a classic. It's nostalgic for me, and it's one of the things we rented from a video store. Again, I think it was Hollywood Video in this case. I did use Blockbuster a lot more than Hollywood Video, but yeah, I'm glad it holds up, and it's one of the most nostalgic movies to me for whatever reason. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this. A little bit of a different review. Obviously, not all my reviews are ever going to be this style. I'm going to stick to a variety of things, but I do have kind of a distinct style. But this is almost like a Red Eye Raw, but not quite, because I am going to edit it. But I hope you've enjoyed, and let me know if you want to see more webcam movie reviews, or if you prefer the other kind, or with the phone with the higher definition camera. Obviously, I've done all three, and I intend to probably keep doing all three. But yeah, toodles.
Well, Seymour, you are an odd fellow, but I must say you steam a good ham.
What the fuck?